Hello and welcome, race fans, to Tuesday night racing action here with the HCK Beagles Racing League, where we are inching our way to championship time. This is the final round in the regular season. After this, the top 10 drivers will battle it on out in an original chase style format over here tonight. So let's go ahead and try to figure some things out, such as who's going to win this one, who's going to get cut, who is going to be on a championship running team here. It's all just a matter of time before we find this one on out in the virtual land of iRacing Super Speedway. So let's get things kicked on off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, this fantastic program wouldn't be brought to you without some fantastic sponsors, such as tonight's race sponsor, Muehberger Custom Homes. They have been around here since day one in the HCKBRL, up there in that Three Rivers area. If you're trying to build a home to your standards and really want everything perfect, man, go ahead and get in contact with Bruce Muehberger over there, as they do some A+ quality, top-notch work. And don't take it from me, go ahead and check out their website at muehbergercustomhomes.com and check out their own testimonials from people that they've built houses for, and take a look at all those pictures, because it is absolutely fantastic. As well, you know, Bruce is also a busy guy up there in that Michigan area, so if you're in that northern New Jersey area, be sure to get in contact with Davidson Builders. They do some fantastic, what do you want to call it, home makeovers. You got fixing up some stuff, you want new cabinetry, boom, contact them in that northern New Jersey area, and you know, enjoy the fantastic work that they provide, as well as big thank you to AdminBoxx, the premier button box solution for race control admins, where at the push of a button they can throw yellow flags, do wave arounds, initiate black flags, do whatever they gotta do, all in the reach of their fingertips. So thank you, AdminBoxx, for jumping on board here, and as well, of course, as thank you to TrackDogsRacing.com. Get your HCKBRL merchandise today at TrackDogsRacing.com. As always, I am Alan Brown, and I can actually see today because I have all my contacts in, and I am joined by a good friend, Mr. Alan English, here in the booth. And Alan, it is go time here for these guys. Final race of the regular season, and we always love it when the pressure really starts to get on these drivers.
It's pressure. You got the word right there. Pressure. This is last chance to make it to the big dance, and This track is chaotic. You know, all the racing we've seen here over the past couple of years, especially with the trucks. You know, iRacing does have a little bit of net code issue at this track with this platform, but the guys keep coming back here. They make it fun. I mean, it's a lot of fun watching this. We're going to see a couple of incidents, I'm sure, tonight with maybe playoff implications. So hopefully everybody that wants to make it into the chase can make it in tonight, but there's only room for a few. So we'll see what happens here at this giant 3-mile crazy track.
And you ain't kidding. And speaking of crazy, down there on pit road, Mr. Adam Turner with his cooler all stocked up, Adam. And you know what? You got to thank Bruce for that one. He was guarding it while you were walking around trying to find those corn dogs, man. So as we head on into championship season here, just coming on up, man, I expect the tempers to maybe flare up a little bit more than normal.
That's why I ended up getting Bruce and myself extra corn dogs, because we're ready for some anger. I'm ready for some hatred. Somebody's going to get turned and be mad about it, you know. I don't know how you're going to be mad here, because this is a tough track to race. The bumps and, 1 and 3 that just throw you up the track. People will get angry about those, so that's going to be fun, especially with so much on the line tonight. So I'm totally looking forward to this, as usual. There are 2 fast repairs, 75% fuel, minus 5% power, 4 sets of tires that nobody cares about, and it's 72 degrees on the track, which is wonderful.
That it is. As we take a look here at the virtual weather for this fantastic area known as virtually Massachusetts. Nice long 3-mile track with sunny skies here. These drivers not going to have any issue with temperatures or sunlight issues or anything like that as we head on down there to look at tonight's key to the race. And boys, it is time to lug nut up or shut up. It is absolutely go time. There is no reason to leave anything on the table here tonight.
Yes, if it's your last chance to get in, you're not in the chase yet, you're not locked in. Yeah, it all matters out there tonight. There might be some risk taken, some interesting pit strategies and stuff here late. We shall see.
Yeah, pit strategy, it will be something that we will pay attention to. With 75% fuel and minus 5% power, that's not going to matter, but we'll see who pits when and where. I know Team America will all be together. It seems like those guys are always together at these plate tracks. So who can challenge them as a team to get up front here?
Indeed, as qualifying is now underway here, 00 Joe Bennett joining us with the face cam setup here tonight. We also got Kevin Winker, of course, on up there as well, as these guys head on out to the racetrack, trying to get their best qualifying positions that they possibly can. So while we're kind of on the topic here of what the current championship standings look like, let's go ahead and take a look at those right now, which, you know, they got Smith up there at the top. He's pretty safe here as long as he just doesn't absolutely botch one here tonight. But only 10 total drivers will make it on through past tonight. There is going to be a prize for whoever comes in 11, so there will be stuff to race for once when the standings have been set and whatnot. However, you know, you got, you know, Paul Durkee kind of on that bubble, Cody Staten on that bubble, 00 Joe Bennett, saw him with that face cam here tonight. He's on the outside looking in right now. Same thing with Zach Staten, Albert Anderson, Tom Barish, Mark Collins. All these guys, they have a chance. They do need some help by the guys up there to maybe have not a good night, but they're all in it with a chance to really secure a spot. But at the same time, people like Josh Bittner, Paul Durkee, Cale Turbeville, they might think they're feeling pretty comfortable here tonight, but a terrible race here for them, and they could end up just missing on out.
Yeah, you got to worry about the notorious DNF here. You don't really want to do that here. I mean, you got 2 fast repairs, but I think a lot of these guys that are that feel like they've got enough points to get in, they're going to be probably trying to take it easy out there tonight. We only got 18 drivers on the grid. Is that right? No, we don't. We have
More than that.
26 drivers on the grid. So that's a pretty big points disparity. So, I mean, if you're one of those guys up near the top of the standings and you have a bad finish tonight, and some of the guys that are right there close to you have a great finish, that's a big point swing at them.
Yeah, well, that's why if you're close to that borderline and you want in the chase, you got to do whatever it takes. I mean, that involves turning people. You turn your brother, your mother, it doesn't matter. Make somebody have some pain out there on the track. Fight it out. If you did it a little dirty, so what? I like to watch some fireworks and whatnot.
Speaking of dirty, I got some bad news for you, buddy.
Oh no!
Like Bruce Muehberger says, your cooler's empty already. Where's my corn dog?
No, don't worry. I got it right here. Hang on. I'm busy doing the hard work right now, Bruce. We'll sit back and chill here in a minute. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Definitely, you know how it is. You want to get in this chase. You want in so bad. And I know there's going to be some drivers that may have some hurt feelings afterwards. And maybe we'll just have a battle royale in the infield.
Just maybe. Right now, Kevin Winker and the rest of Team America doing their qualifying. Zach Staten on top of the leaderboard as of right now, getting that pole position all set up and ready to rumble.
Rebecca Smith is here. Let's see, the 42 and the 51 have some cheerleaders out there, including Bruce. Carol Hansley's out there pulling for the 24. Andrew Hansley out there. And Leslie Montgomery pulling for the 3 of Hunter Smith out there, who's doing pretty okay in the points. Glad to see all of y'all joining us here on the YouTube chat. Michael Newton's here saying, glad to be back, ready for another night of racing. It's good to see you out there on the track, bud.
Indeed, as looks like qualifying has come to a close here, so let's head it on down there to these drivers as they get stacked up, racked up, and ready to rumble down here in just outside of the pit lane. They're going to have to run across the track to a Le Mans style start, so that's always going to be fun to watch as we get ready to say, you know what, let's find out where your favorite driver is going to be starting here tonight. And that starts us off with that 51, Joshua Mort. Man, he's won, I can probably count on one hand how many races he didn't get pole position on. That's how often he's up at the front. But the 51 starting up there with the 88 of his teammate Zach Staten starting on his outside. The 76 of Michael Hicks is going to be starting here tonight in third, with the 15 of the other Staten brother, Cody Staten, starting in fourth. Fifth, we got the 23 of Mac Daddy Mark Collins. In sixth, we're going to have the 96 of Josh Freed, who's up there very much in the standings as well. He's going to be starting in sixth. Seventh, we got the 4 of Eric Stoy. 64, Cale Turbeville, always a good contender to throw your money at here tonight. Going to be starting in eighth. Ninth, we got the 6 of Paul Durkee. And rounding out tonight, starting top 10 is going to be the 3 of Hunter Smith.
Kevin Winker in the 42 is going to start in 11th, and 12th right next to him, the 69 of Gregory Turner. Jake Bunjo and Joe Bennett going to make up row number 7. Row number 8 is going to be Zach Dillon in the 20 and the 12 of Austin Johnson. Dusty Smith in the 21 and Mike Adamson in the 751 make up row number 9. Make it up row number 10 and rounding out your top 20, America's driver Albert Anderson in the 747 and the 84 of his buddy Josh Bittner.
97, Rodney Griffin. 21st, 75, Brian Skidmore, 22nd. 24, Andrew Hansley, the 4th, sitting there in 23rd. 26, J.A. Burton. He'll be 24th. It looks like Tom Barish is going to round this thing out. Number double nickel, 55. I think we got Michael Newton, race control tonight. Is that correct?
I believe so, yes.
Well, thank him for all of that he's going to do. I think he'll help us comment too on on here, so it'll be fun to see what he has to say.
Of that, I'm sure, as these drivers head on out there to the racetrack. This is actually, I think, some of the smallest car count for this league that we've seen so far this year, so that'll be something interesting to watch as the field heads on around behind the pace truck as we get ready to get this party started.
What else we've got out there? Justin Lawson saying, let's go get him, Paul Durkee. Paul Ferdiani's pulling for the 00 of Joe Bennett. Taylor Courier says, number 3, my boy, go get it. And it looks like they are going to extend it another lap here. Matt Bunjo, pulling for Stealth Motorsports out there tonight. Michael Newton, our race control, saying tonight is make it or break it night for the chase. Becca Smith pulling for Hunter. Dr. Shakalulu saying, Paul Ferdiani, this one is for you, buddy. Flair Waffles out there saying, Josh is my favorite uncle. Go Uncle Josh.
That indeed. So, as always, we like to award the AdminBoxx pole sitter with a interview here as we get stacked up and ready. So that means we get to talk to Mr. Joshua Moore here for the umpteenth time here. Hey, Josh, the Skies and Booth. How's it going out there tonight, buddy?
Pretty good.
Man, it's been a wild ride of a season. You're finding yourself right now inside of that top 10. Kind of safe, but at the same time, you're definitely one of those guys that can't really afford too big of a mistake of a night here tonight. What kind of pressure are you guys feeling as a team as a whole? Because I know you got a couple members that are sitting on that bubble as well.
Yeah, I know Kevin's pretty much locked up, and I feel safe. I think I'm good, but I think the golden night is just to get Cody and Zach in on points, and just try to keep them up here.
Awesome, buddy boy. Good luck out there tonight. Hopefully you can hang with your teammates and y'all can all help each other out and have fun out there.
All right, thank you.
That was Joshua Moore up there in that Three Rivers, Michigan area, of course, supporting that Muehberger's custom homes all over his truck. And this interview brought to you by AdminBoxx.
Love me some AdminBoxx. You gotta get one of those.
That indeed, as the pace truck leads these guys through turns 3 and 4. Team America stacking up here at the front. You can see those very similarly painted trucks there with the American flags on the back deck lids as the pace truck makes his final dive on down into pit road. Joshua Moore gonna lead this field down into that restart zone, up and running, and away we go down and across the line, side by side. Green flag racing here from iRacing Super Speedway for the first time here tonight. The 76 catching up to that 51, but that outside lane with the Staten brothers working together here, trying to maybe get out in front of that 51 of Joshua Moore. But at the same time, they can also control both lanes here as I head on down into turns 1 and 2. We got some slicing and dicing kind of happening here in the back of the field as we got some slicing and dicing. You can see there the 42 Kevin Winker mixing it up, going from the bottom to the top, trying to find what lane's going to work best for him here tonight as the field now goes through turns 3 and 4 for the first time. Cale Turberville still hanging on strong up inside this top 10. Still got those Staten brothers working hard together. You got, looks like Mark Collins sitting down low there. He's got the 4 of Eric Stoy on his back bumper right now as well. So we got people up and running in this race as we go green flag racing for 70 laps here tonight.
70 laps, that's 210 miles here. Going to be a long one, but if these guys can keep it green the majority of the time, these laps are going to click off pretty quick. See some great pushing action up here in the first couple rows, guys.
Somebody's heading in the turbo tunnel right there in the white truck. Well, who was that?
It looks like that's the 20 of Zach Dillon, and Dusty Smith in the 21
Oh, wow.
is actually going to follow him through here a little bit. So Turbo Tunnel in full effect already here on the first couple of laps, and you can just see him making up spot after spot after spot, continuing that run up through the middle of the field. Kevin Winker getting aggressive, dives on down to the bottom while it's open. Oh, as we got one up into the wall already. Here we go.
Josh Freed. Oh, selected Josh Bittner as well.
Josh Bittner, he's one of those guys. He's got to be careful here tonight as the yellow flag comes on out for the first time.
I saw a little perceived damage on the right side of Mark Collins that may have came from the 20. It looked like it might have been some netcode damage, but it did create some damage on the right side of that 23.
When Dylan was running up the middle of the first run, he looked like he netcoded a couple of different trucks, and I think that could become an issue tonight. Netcode, these trucks tend to fall victim to that. But that was a little gutsy move a little early, wasn't it? Was it a bit aggressive this early?
It was a little bit, and I think here we go. This is our first instance of that netcode. And plenty of space around those trucks as the 96 goes up in for a wild ride. Oh, hard contact for the 86 there as well as 84. Josh Bittner just trying to avoid it. So read that his truck was coming back down the track, tried to go up high, but the truck ended up going up high again as well. So already here, got a couple people fighting against that bubble.
I hope that iRacing can fix this hitbox netcode deal, because this is such a cool track and such a cool platform to race the trucks. And it's, when the netcode happens like that, it just frustrates all the drivers. It's not just the guys that get caught up in it.
But it's something you have to be aware of. You've raced these trucks long enough, you know kind of how they operate. You have to be very, very careful in traffic here, and I don't know what it is about this track specifically, or the trucks for that matter, but they tend to create more of the netcode issue. If people don't know what the netcode issue is, English, you could probably explain it better than me.
Well, it's just a conflict that iRacing has in the programming, where it perceives that two of the polygons that are out there, the trucks, the shapes of the trucks are touching each other when they're really not. So, it's been an issue not just here and with the trucks, but it's by far the worst here.
I'm pretty sure it's Zuckerberg that created netcode anyway. Yeah, it's Zuckerberg's fault. So no penalty. They called no penalty because of netcode.
Yes, sirree, indeed. As Zach Staten and Cody Staten worked hard on that outside lane, and I think also due to some connection issues that the 51 Moore's been having here. Been seeing them have a little bit of a blinking issue. They're able to get 1 and 2, but Team America still running strong, all gathered up here in this top 3. Kevin Winker has made up 5 spots to join them up there as well. Because of course, plate track racing like this, man, it's not, at the end of it, it's all about your individual effort, but who gets you there, man? It's got to be your teammates.
Yeah, it looks like Josh Moore's quality on his connection, it says 99 to 100, but his ping is higher than everybody, so it is become an issue out there for some.
Well, another issue, Zach Dillon came over the radio. I guess he didn't click his fast repair. He's got 30 minutes of required damage to be fixed, so that is going to.
Who was that? Which car is it? Zach Dillon?
This is 20 of Zach Dillon.
Oh no. We've been there. We've done that before.
I will say though, Turner, that was interesting timing to be announcing that about Zach Dillon while you had taps going on in the background.
It sounded like taps.
No, well, Tyrant,
Let's see. Paul Ferdiani says it is well known that Larry and Sergey not only invented Google but netcode as well. I did not know that. Thank you, Paul. Pate McGowan says, so happy Josh's nephew could make it. Yeah, thank you so much. We love it when the family gets involved. Josh's nephew, Flair Waffles with the Z out there on the YouTube. Golly, you see, talking about Zuckerberg, you got me saying Facebook. On the YouTube chat. So thank y'all so much. Corbin Rogers joining us. Hunter Smith's got quite the fan club out there here tonight. Leslie Montgomery out there cheering on her little brother as well. So thank y'all all for showing up.
Yes, sirree, indeed. As we get stacked up, racked up, and ready to rumble 2 by 2, they make their way on down the back straightaway here before heading into turns 3 and 4 behind this pace truck. Man, I love those Team America paints, though. They kind of, I don't know how you want to made the presidents kind of frat boy-y, if that makes any sense.
What?
No,
they got like bandanas, they got their sunglasses going, you know.
Well, they were like bikers.
Or bikers, could be bikers. But
Hippies.
I don't think I've ever seen. I think that's either Roosevelt or Taft on one of them. I don't think I've ever seen him look so slick as the pace truck heads on down into pit lane here once again, getting ready to get back up to speed here as these drivers make their way down the front straightaway, and away we go. Little bit of a checkup on that outside lane. Big checkup by the 6 of Paul Durkee. He was about ready to plow over that 42 of Kevin Winker as we head back to green flag racing here. It takes a good second to get these guys up to speed, but when they do, man, they're traveling dang near 240 miles an hour as the 26 of Jay Burton, already up 16 spots on the day, continues his shuffle up here through the field. He's trying to catch the draft of the 4 of Eric Stoy here on that bottom side as the lanes try to reform up and gather up all that needed momentum here and head on down this back straightaway and into turns 3 and 4. 3 at Hunter Smith making some moves here early as well. He's working well with that 4 of Eric Stoy. They're making their run here up at the front with the 3 taking control of this race. We are 3 wide though back here with Jay Burton. We also got the 76 of Michael Hicks and the 51 of Joshua Moore as well. I gotta wonder if some of these Staten boys were deciding, maybe we don't want to be exactly up at the front right now, and they would just want to trickle on back just a little bit.
Well, the 51 and the 15 decided to go ahead and stick together there. The 42 made a heck of a run there, made several positions. He's on his way marching to the front, chasing these runs out there, which is what you got to do.
Yeah, and there's a lot of runs on the backstretch. If we watch plenty of races here, the backstretch is where people make quite a bit of ground, so we'll keep eye on that. But right now, they are just kind of going after it 2 wide, pretty much all the way around.
As the 00 Joe Bennett machine tries to follow behind the 76 here, gets him back up here kind of towards the front of this as we go 3 wide here once again. Oh boy, that looks like it's the 51 getting kind of stuck down low. The 75 is closing that gap. Brian Skidmore not allowing the 15 of Cody Staten to trickle on in, so he's going to have to wait until most of this field passes underneath him before he can drop back down in the line here.
Well, Machina Austin Johnson got a little piece of that apron, wiggled around a little bit, able to save it though. Good job on Austin's part.
And making some moves just outside of the top 10 right now in this race. Running on that high side. He's trying to follow that Klondike machine of Cale Turbeville, of course. Who doesn't want to follow a Klondike truck? I mean, those bars are absolutely delicious. The 75 making some headway here, along with some help from that 23 of Mark Collins up underneath the 12 of Austin Johnson as he kind of shuffles back through the field just a little bit. He's got the double nickel, the 55 of Tom Barish down there as well now.
Well, to answer your question, Paul Ferdiani, Paul Durkee's running a paint. It says Carolina Common, and that is a beer from Birdsong Brewing Company. Well,
Sounds delightful.
Gotta support your microbreweries out there.
Yeah, he's working that truck all the way up front, looks like, here right behind Stoy.
Man, And you are definitely certain about that one. He is giving that for a big old push here as they continue to hustle and bustle all the way through this field. That 6 really trying to stay out in front. We've seen some good races here as of late from that Goat Patch Brewing Machine team, the Goats, working well together, but it looks like they're the only 2 teammates in this race here tonight as they're missing a couple of their members.
Yeah, in a track like this especially, numbers is what you need. Teammates is what you need. Somebody up there to run with you and so you can help each other. It's hard to do it out here alone.
Yeah, this is the type of track that you can't lone wolf it. You got to be with friends. You definitely don't want to be with foes. Chump to champ to chump in no time. And having teammates around you and having a strategy is the key.
It does look like... Go ahead.
I was just going to say the 97 of Rodney Griffin continuing to fight, trying to get up here into that top 10 kind of position here tonight. And I think I know what you're going to talk about, but go ahead, Mr. English.
Yeah, Michael Newton, our race controller, letting us know that 51 is going to get an EOL to the rear for blinking excessively. I heard some other drivers on the radio saying, I can't race like this. The 51 will blink out for a few seconds at a time, and I don't know where he's going to appear. And it's affected some of the other racers out there. So it looks like, man, that sucks for him. But there's nothing really the race controller or anybody else can do. If you got a bad connection and it's affecting other people, they're going to have to take some action.
Well, we had a race the other night where somebody was blinking out. He got it fixed and squared away. I think he ended up in the podium.
Yep.
Kind of the same thing. So just square that thing away, hopefully, and he can still got a chance.
To unplug that router or that modem and plug it back in. 'Cause that's what tech support tells you to do.
Well, don't do that. You'll be totally out of it. You just got to hope it works itself out.
It fix itself? Well, sometimes it does.
It does.
Oh, look at this. They're splitting around the 4 here.
Yeah, going 3 wide here. The 3 up on that far outside lane. He does have some help there behind him with that 00 Joe Bennett machine as they head on down 3 wide. They now make it back to 2 wide. Everybody shuffling and making their moves. And that Lazy Susan, it's in effect. We saw that 6 and the 4 working well together and make their way to the front. Well, now the 4 got left there in the middle, and he's going to have to make some moves. Oh, it's the 76, gets a little tap from the 4, gets a little loose, is able to get it back under control without losing too much speed there. Whew. That is a, I'm going to call that one the save of the night.
The 00 and the 42 got together. 42 lost it, able to recover down there on the edge of the apron.
It's very difficult to recover at 230 miles an hour when, especially when English is screaming at you.
Well, I didn't mean to yell.
Well, I get nervous. I just, how I'm jumpy anyway.
And 00 Joe leading that outside lane right now, trying to gather up that momentum to try to take the lead away from that 88 of Zach Staten here tonight. The 23 Mark Collins doing a heck of a job pushing that 00 machine around here. The 76 locked into those bumpers as well up on that high side. Still have everybody all the way back into, we can even call it Josh Bittner back here in 20th spot right now, all up inside of this main group. Josh, he's still in the draft. He's fairly close to losing it though, so he's got to be a little careful here, but he is in a very good spot where there's really no one behind him right now, so if something happens in front of him, he can just slam on those brakes and not get involved in anything here.
Dusty Smith took that outside line. Nobody went with him, lost several spots. He just tucked back in. He'll be fine. He might have been just trying to get to the back, not quite sure.
Chan the Man 72 joining us tonight, cheering for Josh Bittner in that 84 TrackDogsRacing.com machine. If you want some good HCK Beagles racewear, they got tumblers and all kinds of other stuff too, not just t-shirts and hats, but go check them out, TrackDogsRacing.com. They got their new site up and running, and it is beautiful, folks.
Lots of cool stuff on there.
Indeed, as it looks like the 23 of Mark Collins is going to make that shuffle on backwards through this field. The 21 Dusty Smith is going to collect him here a little bit before dropping back down into line, making sure that 23 machine has the draft and the pace to stay with everybody up here.
3 wide up front there. That settled itself out.
I think we're going to see a bit of that where it momentarily goes 3 wide as people either get runs or get kind of shuffled as these bumps going into the turns. We talk about it every single time that we race here, but I mean, they are absolutely brutal, and to deal with them is very difficult as the 76 of Hicks now leading that outside lane, being pushed by the 3 of Hunter Smith.
Hunter Smith up 7 spots. He's got a lot of fans, looks like, out there in the YouTube world.
Yeah, he does. We're seeing Leslie Montgomery and Taylor Courier and all the rest of the fans out. Anna Jane Smith. Everybody pulled Hunter out there in that 3 machine.
Well, the 12 just bounced out of off the transition and went high, like you said, Brown. It's just they're moving out of line because of that bump in the track on turns 1 and 3.
It's just it's so hard to really keep that thing under control, but we've had a pretty good run going of it here thus far as they make their way here. Lap 19 underway, quickly approaching almost to that halfway. Got about 15 more laps before we get to halfway here tonight. And these guys, though, they're looking very, very strong out there right now.
Yeah, and when I see a name like Taylor Courier, I mean, if they live down here, it might be Courier. You don't really know. So if I'm saying it wrong, let me know.
Courier. They're coming down for their pits now. Everybody's coming down for Team America, looks like.
Oh, Team America and a whole bunch of others. You got Staten, Durkee, Winker, Staten, Stoy, Turbeville.
Oh, 88. Black flag, 88 speed and entering the pits.
Oh, and he was one of the last ones to make the decision to come down. So he was, I think he was flip-flopping in his head what he wanted to do, or the communication quite wasn't there on how to handle this round of pit stops.
Teammates get together. Durkee and Stoy getting into it in the pit lane there.
We're going to see a lot more takers here as they come around turn 4, so we'll see what happens here.
I got a feeling Hunter Smith with Brian Skidmore. Yes, sirree. Griffin, you also got Johnson, Smith. Oh, that's a little hot there for the 97. Big contacts down there. Pit lane entrance was blocked there for a good second. You had the 76 and the 86 spun out down there.
So did the 12. There was some. You're coming in at like Mach 10. You got to slow it down, guys.
Rodney Griffin with a black flag in that 97.
Now, if they spin on pit road like that, do they give them a black flag for pit road entry, or how does that work?
I don't know if you'll get an unsafe pit entry for just spinning. You'll get it for excessive speeding, or for hitting the cone, or dodging the cone, going on the wrong side of the cone coming in. I didn't see the replay of it happen, so I don't know exactly what the violation was there.
Well, the oldest man in iRacing, Richard Gray, chimes in. Great job, guys. Thank you, Richard. Hit the like button, the subscribe, the like, and all those buttons, because that tells the Zuckerberg guy that we need more viewers and algorithms start happening. So hit all those buttons.
Yes, please, if you would be so kind. It's 00 Joe Bennett with the 55 of Tom Barish, 84 Josh Bittner, 751 of Mike Adamson, and the 747 of Albert Anderson still running around out there. Have yet to come on in for this round of pit stops, but they also did come in there at the first caution on lap 4 or 5, so they got maybe a little bit of extra fuel than some of those other guys had.
Yeah, kind of riding it out there just to see if they get a yellow flag from guys blending back in, maybe. Looks like the 6 of Durkee does have some rear end damage on the left rear tailgate portion of that Toyota Tundra he's driving around out there. Let's see if as long as he stays tucked in behind the 4, he should be fine.
Well, even then, I don't see any damage to his spoiler, which I think would be like the biggest key. I think he's gonna be okay. He just doesn't have as much sheet metal to protect him if he does get into a little bit of a contact incident there. But he and the 4 of Stoy are at least able to work together here, coming out of the pits and able to work together.
How is it with dirty air here? I know that we talk a little bit about the transitions, especially turns 1 and turns 1 and 3. If you're right behind somebody like that, taking air off your nose, and you're not able to see when exactly the turn is that a reason we see a lot of the trailing cars sliding up the track like we see?
Well, these trucks do throw a bunch of air off of them, and it does get real kind of strange with the dynamics. So I think that does play a huge role, especially in the trucks. It's just the way they are built aerodynamically. So that's a very good point.
Yeah, I mean, I could get all technical with drag coefficients and how downforce is calculated and this, that, and the other thing, but the short answer is yes, as we have Kevin Winker, Cale Turbeville working well together, as well as the 15 of Cody Staten, all able to get their lap back the hard way here, working together and getting back out in front of Josh Bittner, who's currently the race leader. But again, he's going to have to come on down here to the pits at some point for their next round of green flag pit stops. And speaking of, here they come. Josh Bittner coming on in. No one from that main group that he was in, though, came in. You got Joe Bennett still sitting out there. Same thing with that 55 of Tom Barish hanging around out there as well.
Thunder's getting pretty loud here, fellas. So if I drop out, it means my power went out. You got storm firing up here.
Oh, global warming's happening at your house right now? Oh my gosh.
Well, you know, winter storms, it just happens every year. But yeah, if the news media wants to blame it on that, yeah, that's probably what they're.
You ain't in that kind of high risk, or well, I think they call it moderate. Ooh, as that transition is absolutely brutal to the 55 in the 00, locking it on up. I think they were able to slow down in time, those two drivers there, so good job done. But I think you're just outside of that moderate risk for tornadoes here tonight, are you?
Yeah, they had some to the south of us, but I think that risk is past. We're just getting some thunder boomers out there.
Well, that was the big avocado they put on the TV. Yeah, it looked like y'all were in an avocado.
I never thought about that.
On the map. Hey, you're fine over there where you're at. Don't worry about that. If you're in Arkansas or maybe the northeast portion of your state and northwest Mississippi, maybe look out in that avocado.
Yeah, down around Simmsport, Louisiana, they had a tornado earlier. So even down south, towards Marksville, Baton Rouge, down there.
Baton Rouge is always due for a good tornado or flood. I mean, let's just be honest.
Guys starting to single file out. Is this a precursor to maybe some pit stops coming up here as these guys are staying single file here in the middle of the pack?
I think they're just trying to blend back in off the last pit stop.
Yeah,
It's still really what they're doing.
I think we still got people trying to figure out who they're trying to team up with here right now and regroup and get all that kind of stuff done, because I mean we still have about 14 trucks all within inside the bubble here of call it the main pack. Right now it looks like 00 Joe Bennett is on the very tail end of that. You can see all those drivers out there in front of them. So it's everybody just either going a little different speeds here as everybody catches up to one another just a little bit differently. But I also think they're in it for the long haul here. Still not quite yet to that halfway point. So there's a lot of time left to be making some moves. But of course, the most important thing is not getting any penalties on pit road and not being involved in any of the cautions.
I think I'm gonna go check to see if we got some hail going on out there. It's pretty loud.
Yeah.
Rutabaga.
Make sure that hail ain't hitting nothing that you own out there. Take care of that. That's safety third, guys. Always think about safety.
So take a look out the back deck lid of the 15. Cody Staten right now sitting behind his teammate of Kevin Winker in that second place. You got the 64 of Cale Turbeville with that chromed out Klondike machine. It's running as strong as ever up here in this top 3 as well. 75 Brian Skidmore, Josh Bittner was able to rejoin the track up here in the top 5 and essentially get back onto the same cycle as everybody. Eric Stoy, Paul Durkee, all back up inside of this group as well.
No hail, just rain out there.
Just heavy rain. You'll be all right.
What did you say? Make sure it's not hitting what?
All the cool stuff you own. I don't know. I can't remember what I had for lunch. I don't know what I say half the time, so I don't think I said anything offensive. Joshua Moore is still having some connection issues, unfortunately.
Let's see. Caitlin Surprise, I think that's how you say it, said, let's go number 42. And Papa Joe Bennett out there says, step it up, 00 Joe. You got some work to do out there, buddy.
Unfortunately, 00 Joe, he is out of the main group's draft, but he does have the double nickel of Tom Barish helping him out here, trying to catch back on up as they're making their way around the 86th right now. That's the best name in iRacing. Jake Bunjo trying to catch back on up here. And oh my goodness, you definitely got it going on there, English.
Yeah, that
Did you get was that thunder?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be damn.
Get closer.
I'm getting nervous for you. I'm gonna have to take some anxiety drinks.
Are we gonna have to start calling it Rally Thunder now, not Rally Train?
It's just like a hurricane party. I got plenty of beer. We'll be fine. I got a beer and a generator.
No, that's all you need. See, that's a real professional. I'm proud of you.
I've lived here for a long time.
I've been through a few of them myself. Yes, you got to have alcohol, generator, and fuel. Maybe a little bit of food.
Obviously you need food. And here's some food
Just a
for
little.
thought, Turner. We're going back 2 wide racing, though, 4 of Eric Stoy with the 6 of Paul Durkee out on that outside lane. Putting a pretty good challenge right now to that 42 of Kevin Winker and the 15 of Cody Staten as they try to work together here.
I mean, barley and hops is food, too. I'm just saying.
It is. It'll keep you. That's what they did in medieval times. Winker up 9. I think he's got a plan for this race. He had a plan with his team the whole time, and now he's up front. I don't see him wanting to leave from the front. Hopefully, he can get his teammates up there with him.
Hunter Smith up here with the goats. They're obviously working together, and he's trailing in right behind them on the outside line. Team America 1, 2, 3 on that inside column there. 6 experienced a little bit of that dirty air transition woes out there as he slides up the track.
Well, for right now, let's call it the single-digit squad as the 4, the 6, and the 3 working together on that outside lane, breaking down this back straightaway here tonight at iRacing Super Speedway on lap number 33, about a couple laps away from that halfway point. This is a good long green flag run that we've been seeing. And again, for the most part, most of the drivers are all still up here in this main draft. As I mean, even the 88 of Zach Staten, he's technically leading that bottom line. He's being pushed by that 42 of Kevin Winker. So this is kind of a win-win, where he's essentially staying on the same lap in the 42. Kevin Winker, he's able to save a little bit of fuel.
Here comes Hunter Smith trying to make a move on the outside, but he's the only one out there. He's going to lose a couple spots to the 21 and the 96. Emily Jane Smith saying, come on, Hunter, you got plenty of time to bring it back up. No worries, you're doing great. He needs some help out there right now. Look at the move in the Napa machine of Albert Anderson out there.
Man,
He's up there on the outside line as well.
That's 747 coming through with a hot oil run here. He knows he's got to try to get back on up there to really fight for some of these positions and get a lap back here, because he is one lap down. So he's definitely got to try to make the moves here. It looks like things starting to single file out again.
Yeah, Anderson, he's really got to catch Josh Freed in that 96 Jordan Toyota up there. He's got his work cut out for him. Let's see what they can do here.
Yeah, this race is kind of schizophrenic. You're 2-3 wide 1 minute, and now you're single file.
Bipolar even.
Yeah, I don't even think we've seen this type of race before here. It's kind of strange, but it's interesting nonetheless.
It's cool to see him run green flag laps here. So many of them. I mean, it's kind of a refreshing change.
Oh my
It might
goodness.
have to do with the lower car count.
Look at this run that Albert Anderson just got. He overtook, pretty much call it 2.5 trucks, all within a span of 200 feet. And all that was timing his run going into the corner, launching it up to the outside lane. Now he's really got his work cut out for him as he tries to get that side draft and continuing filtering up through this field. But he does get past that 96 of Josh Freed, which is what he needed to do.
All he needs to do is find a gap here. Maybe he can drop down between these teammates. Not quite clear. He's got to do something here if he wants to stay in front of the 96. Oh, the 96 is going to go with him. Well, there you go.
Albert's
Well,
super
maybe
skilled.
not.
He's super skilled at these super speedways, so he probably has an idea of what he wants to do. But it's strange seeing him in a Napa truck. We hadn't seen that paint scheme before from him.
The 96 kind of thinking about an outside run there, but didn't really have the momentum for a big slingshot move there.
Nice.
He's going to stay with his lap down partner there.
And you know, I think the smart thing here for the 96 of Freed would be to stay tucked in behind that 747. Let him do all the hard work on that outside lane. Just let him tow you along. So then when it comes time to, you know, make a pass, as you make it as simple as possible.
Man, some really good racing right now. Yahtzee.
Yes, sirree, Yahtzee indeed. As we continue to run green flag laps here just after the halfway point in this race. Everybody doing a fantastic job here, keeping those trucks clean. I know we've still see a little bit of bounciness here from these guys going in and out of these corners, but that's the beauty of being single file, and really nobody's putting like big time bumper to bumper action here. No one's really pushing too hard. I think they're just kind of finding that comfort zone of, all right, let's get some good runs on the straights, let's chill it out in the corners, and let's get these green flag laps going, English.
I think I know these guys' game now. The 96 and the 747, they're trying to work together to unlap both of themselves. I think that's what they're doing here as they continue to move up on the outside here. I think that might be their game. They're saying, well, we're working together pretty well so far, better than most of the trucks out here. Let's see if we can just unlap ourselves.
Looks like the 86 of Jake Bunjo falling backwards here once again. I think he's been dealing with some horsepower issues there. He might be a little down on powers. Man, look at that 747 in that 96 go. They have done it the hard way. They have unlapped themselves. 747 now, though, leaves the 96 out to dry. And I know Turner might be away from the computer right now, but man, he will always tell you, race car drivers, they never forget. And even though Josh Freed, he's pretty secure in that championship 10 right now, he's not gonna forget about that one with Albert.
Well, I mean, they're competitors. I mean, they're fighting each other for this position. It sounds like we got some guys calling out on the radio. Dusty Smith, one of them, 6, the 4, the 3, all coming down pit lane. 21 smacking the inside wall, trying to get that thing slowed down.
Oh, there goes the 75 on around. Brian Skidmore, thank you.
Dusty Smith has a meatball flag from smacking that inside wall.
And he is spraying for mosquitoes. A lot of guys coming on in here, and that leaves Josh Bittner, unfortunately, all out there on his lonesome. And I know he pitted a few laps later just due to where the trucks were and whatnot, but and he does now have, he's working with Albert here, part of his teammate. But he's unfortunately kind of out there all on his lonesome, as pretty much everybody who was on the lead lap and in that main pack came on down. Here comes Josh coming on into the pits now. Maybe that's also the right call. Just go in that one extra lap. You don't need to do too many extra laps, just that one extra lap to let the craziness on pit road calm on down before coming on in.
Yeah, let all those guys fight for that limited room on the pit lane and let them try to blend together and everything. Just come on down and do it on your own here. Hopefully he'll have a drafting partner.
Are we trying to be nice to each other? Is that what y'all are trying to talk about? No. Go down there and get aggressive.
Hey, you were away when both Anderson and Freed had charged their way back and got their lap back the hard way up to the front, and then Albert just left Freed out to dry.
That's fine. I mean, hey, you be a friend 1 minute, you might be a foe the next. Hey, no hard feelings.
Mike Adamson having a rough day of it so far. Waiting for him to do his second round of pit stops here. He's up 16 right now in second, trying to chase down Josh Bittner, who's coming out of the pits right now. You also got Kevin Winker, Cody Staten, Cale Turbeville all working well together right now. 3, 4, and 5 sitting strong and sitting mighty. Albert Anderson still needs to do his pit stop as well. Unfortunately, though, he's really without too much help around there, and everybody that is around him, they're already hit their pit boxes, so he is going to be coming in almost on his lonesome here.
Leslie Montgomery saying, doing good, little brother. Keep it up. The 3 machines sticking with these guys. It looks like they're going to go around Anderson here. These 4 trucks that have been running together for a little while here. Looking to pass the 747 Albert Anderson. Anderson's probably not going to give it up as easily as we think. Oh, little split up here.
Yeah.
88 might be in the sucker hole here. As those guys working on the outside really doing a great job pushing each other.
And that they are still 3 wide, though, as the 88 starts to pinch on down on that 747, trying to follow that 4 and the 6. Man, talk about having a great run here for those 2 guys. Both Durkee and Stoy have had a fantastic race here tonight. I know they had a little issue down there on pit road, but I think they talked it out. I think someone owes somebody a 6-pack of beer at some point. But they're still working hard together as the 751 Mike Adamson leads this field, but he's got that 42 of Kevin Winker at 15 of Staten sitting right there behind him.
Albert wasn't giving an inch when they were trying to pinch him down there, the 88. Now they dropped down right in front of Albert.
Look, he's sticking with him though. He's got some drafting help now. And he's on the lead lap.
And he's pitting. So
Yeah,
he's coming down.
And he's pitting, but he's pitting all by himself. He has absolutely no help. So he's going to have to pray that he paid his pit crew a little bit extra to get a really good stop here. Looks like Austin Johnson, he's found some people to kind of work with here. He's working with, trying to read some numbers here. That looks like the 21 as well as the 24. Rodney Griffin still out there running strong, even though he's a couple laps down. He's leading the tucked in right behind that 751 of Mike Adamson right now, right in front of Josh Bittner, up here kind of towards the front of the field, in this kind of main pack. So we went from 20 drivers in the main pack hitting some green flag pit stops down to 14. Well, we are now down to about 10 trucks inside of this main group right now.
English, what are they arguing about? I like it.
I don't know.
They're having a little argument out there on the track, which I like, but I want to be in the know, guys. So
I didn't hear it. Corbin Rogers saying shout out to Taylor Motor Company for sponsoring Hunter Smith. Hunter Smith and a couple other drivers out there, Taylor Motor Company on the hood. Thank you, Taylor Motor Company, for supporting these guys and this awesome virtual sport that we're watching tonight.
virtual sport, I love that. Adamson says he's coming down to get his pit stop in.
They do, as we go side by side here up at the front. The 97 trying his best to stay, or at least get a lap back here. That's Rodney Griffin fighting hard on that outside lane. He's been begging for a caution here the last few laps. He actually needs a couple, but not getting one here tonight, as these drivers have raced pretty clean, other than that little early 3-wide incident that went on.
Yeah, keep hitting those like buttons and all the stuff so Zuckerberg can send us some more viewers, because your broadcast team, we're going to have to get us some new sponsors as well, because English and I'd like to have a 6-pack of race extras, and y'all can make that happen.
That's asking a lot, though, isn't it?
Just a 6-pack, like a free one. You know, they send us a sample and we talk about it. That's part of the deal. Zuckerberg is going to make this happen. Just hit the like button, the share. Because all this action that we have at AAA broadcast and with all the races we do, and have such a good time with all the fans out there, and obviously tonight is the same. Great race so far.
Oh, look at this big checkup here. Everybody dodging the 69 truck. He looked like he was doing 20 miles an hour compared to everybody else. The whole field split, went around. I can't believe we didn't see a wreck right there.
That was getting a little dicey. That was little Rimmer Gregory Turner. And I mean, essentially, Adam, you're right. I mean, he's doing right around 200 miles an hour. Everyone else is doing 230, almost 240. So talk about passing somebody like, hey, we're sitting still. That is exactly what it feels like. As, ooh, Cale Tuberville bouncing off that bottom line a little bit, English. And I know we typically see this in the later stages of Daytona or Talladega. You start to mention people maybe dipping their tire on that yellow line. But, man, this one, it doesn't even matter if you're on a straightaway or not. If you hit that yellow line and hit that apron, man, that sends your truck for a wild, bumpy ride.
Yeah, we saw that earlier tonight with a couple of different trucks crossing over the line. I think one of them was on one of the straightaways as well. Even on the straightaways, yeah, you're right. It's a pretty aggressive transition there. Yeah, I'm really surprised that 69 wasn't riding up high to let that pack of cars go by. He looked like he was in the middle of the track.
He was, but he was yelling at them and telling them they need to let him know that they're coming, because you know, if you're going that slow on a track, these guys are coming up like rockets. You can't really see unless you're constantly looking in your rear view, and you know, it's not good business for driving.
I always have my relative box up. I guess that's just something I do. You know, I'm always looking at it. I can always tell you, you know, how far the truck is that's nearest behind me and how quick they're coming up.
Well, that's because you got cat-like reflexes and you're skilled at this.
And I'm a former pro.
Well, I know, but you're not anymore. You're here talking to us. You're retired, like me. But it is something you need to pay attention to, especially when you're by yourself on a plate track. These guys are coming up really, really fast on you.
I tell you what, you don't have to be a pro to get into iRacing. If any of you fans out there watching this think this looks like fun, believe me, it is. What is it, $10 a month? I think Black Friday deal going on right now with iRacing, so you can get it even cheaper. Get you a little wheel and pedal set up, and it doesn't have to be real expensive. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money to get into this. It's a lot of fun.
That it is, and that's the beautiful thing about having the Black Friday deals. Membership stack, so if you get a yearly one on Black Friday prices, or one of the two-year ones, and keep doing that, next thing you know, you're all set until 2035. And
no, I'm in that boat right now. I'm good through next year already.
I think we know someone that's actually done that where you get 10 years basically.
I think Greg Klein has got.
Yeah,
I think he's out
What?
like 5 or 6 years.
that's fine. The deals are out there, and it is. If y'all are into racing, obviously you are. If you're watching this, it's really fun. Very cheap. You don't have to put new oil in it. You don't have to put fuel in it. You don't have to get new tires every day.
You don't need to buy an $80,000 engine.
No, that too. Fix the sheet metal. It's really competitive and fun, and we're seeing that tonight. Look at Team America basically dominating that front 6 spots.
They're running
Yeah.
both lines again. They like to control both lines at these plate tracks. It's very effective. The Team Goat guys are right there with them, though.
How frustrated are they that at some point they're going to have to be like
No,
a billy
they're
goat?
not.
Well, at some point, knock them out of the way like a billy goat.
Well, check out the 97, another one of your Taylor Motor Company sponsor machines. That's Rodney Griffin. He's 2 laps down, but he's running up there with this lead pack, trying to keep the positions that he has. Hunter Smith working that outside line behind a couple of these Team America guys. A lot of pushing going on out there right now on the outside line. You guys really trying to stay up with them. That Klondike machine waiting in the wings. You know he'd love to get a podium right here tonight. Currently 6th.
As they continue to make waves and make laps here at iRacing Super Speedway. 17 laps left to go here, as this field has done a fantastic job keeping this one tight and well grouped together. We're down to about 8 cars, though, here inside of this top 10 that are all inside this main pack. This is absolutely... Oh, Joshua Moore's still having some connection issues down there. But these guys have been running very good, but they last came in on right around lap 40 English, and this being a 70 lap race, I don't think they're going to make it. I think we're going to see some splash and goes here if a caution doesn't come out.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what you're going to see. Guys aren't going to bother with tires. They're going to come down, get a splash of fuel, and get back out there as soon as they can. But you can't do it by yourself. You got to be in communication with your team or somebody else around you. Key up on that radio. Let somebody else know, even if they're on another team. Hey, can you go with me? We're going to go get fuel and come back out. I need somebody to run. Richard Gray says he can comment on the driver thing. He says that if he can do it, anybody can. And let me tell you, Richard, I was going to say he's old as sin. He's really not that old, but he went from driving steamrollers and stuff to driving cars on iRacing. So
He's not that old. He only started with the Model T.
The song "Hot Rod Lincoln" by Johnny Bond was based on his life story. What you got there, Brown? We got a poll question.
Yeah, we've seen some great green flag racing here tonight. Only the one caution here early on, right around laps 2 or 3. So the question is, as Jay Burton comes on down into pit road, will we see a late caution here tonight that is going to bring out a green-white checker finish? And who's going to make use of it to maybe pop that bubble and make their way up into that championship 10? As Hunter Smith out there riding strong, guiding that high side along. He's got the 97 helping out, pushing on that outside. Same thing with looks like I think that's either the 75 or the 751. Looks like it might be the 751.
Yeah, this poll is as divided as the country is. It was 4-4. Now it looks like it's starting to widen out a little bit. Some people saying yes, less people saying no. I voted no because I think these guys are they're just racing so clean out here. How many cautions have we seen?
One.
I think only the one.
Well, and I'd like to thank Michael Newton for kind of telling us what a great race controller. He kind of tells us what's actually happening when we hear activity on the radio. He lets us know, hey, there was some comments about passing under the yellow line, or
Give that man a raise.
yeah. So thanks for keeping us informed on that. So we're up to date. It's kind of hard. These guys are driving 240 miles an hour around the track, and we're trying to watch all this stuff and listen at the same time. So thank you, Michael, for that, and just monitoring this race, making sure it's going smooth.
I wish Michael could be nominated as fan of the race, but the rest of you guys can, as we like to pick 2 people to be entered into the drawing at the end of each month to win some free HCK Beagles Racing League swag from TrackDogsRacing.com, the premier merchandising supplier of many of your favorite racing leagues that you see here on AAA Broadcasting.
Adam Strom got a shout out there for you, Turner. He says, "Hey fellas, sorry Turner not gonna make it down to pit road tonight. Out plowing snow tonight. Have some cold ones for me." We sure will, Adam. We appreciate you watching. Have fun out there.
Oh,
Don't have a heart attack like
that sounds like heaven, plowing snow. What a wonderful thing. Feel bad for him. Well, that's fine. I got your special ice house here when you're done. Ice house. I know you're a fan of the ice house. So.
But what you got to do, okay? And Strom knows about this trick a little bit, but especially those of us that see snow on a regular basis. What you do when you know a big snowstorm's coming, you get out there early with your 12-pack of beer and lay cans all over your driveway. So then when you're out there shoveling, and it's like, ooh, piece of candy. Now you got a beer.
Like Easter egg. I like that.
Oh my God.
That's a genius.
The snow
Do they
keeps it
really do
cold.
that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, that's so smart. They're coming down now, Brown.
Yeah, final pit stops, money stop time as Cody Staten, Kevin Winker lead everybody on down the 64 Cal Turboville gets all turned around there on pit road. Oh my goodness.
Both Staten brothers busted for speeding. Both of them. 88 and the 15. They're going to have to do an extra 40 seconds on the pit lane.
Outlaws. Here comes more pit stops. This is where it gets fun.
Everybody all coming down in for the final 10 laps to go. Who's taking fuel? Who's doing what? As it looks like Josh Bittner, he's going to win that race coming off of pit road. Eric Stoy with a great stop. Same thing with that 6 of Paul Durkee. Kevin Winker essentially lost all the help in the teammates that he had. He's going to have to hope for a good help here from that 4 and the 6 and the 84. The 51 Joshua Moore slowly making his way on out, but slow pit stops there is absolute catastrophe for the 64 of Cale Turboville on his pit road entrance here tonight. But at least for the Staten brothers, English, it happened on their way in, so they don't have to come back around and come back to pit. They can all do it on this one pit stop.
Yeah, but 40 seconds, that's a lot of time. Is that pretty close to a lap here?
And they're probably going to go a lap down.
Yeah. Lap's about 60 seconds. 50 seconds, it depends.
Hey, call it 48 and a half.
Yeah, I'm looking at the last one, so those will be longer. Yeah, 48 and a half, that's about right.
Kara Hansley saying, "Andrew, I love your new paint scheme on that 24 machine. He's got the Dallas Cowboys paint scheme out there on that Chevrolet."
America's team having a great year so far.
I mean, are they? What are they? 7-4 or something?
No, I think they've only lost 3.
Oh.
God, why do you have to be so negative?
Those aren't LSU numbers, but I mean, I guess
get out of here. Listen here, I'm just amazed still with his snow shoveling routine.
Isn't that a cool idea? It's you're rewarding yourself with treats as you go. I love it.
I've never been around that stuff, so if I ever am, now I know the trick. Thanks, Brown.
Welcome, buddy.
We don't shovel it down here. We just wait 30 minutes and it melts.
I will say, though, that green flag pit stops have absolutely done a number on this field. We got 4 drivers out here working together in this front grouping, and then you got Joshua Moore. He's trying to work together with the 3 of Hunter Smith right now. It looks like they got that 97 of Roddy Griffin helping them out as well. So they're going to try to make some ground up, but they've got about 5, almost 6 seconds here and 8 laps to get it done. So everybody probably hoping for a late caution here tonight. And speaking of a late caution, what does the poll think? Well, the people have voted, and 60% believe we're going to see a late caution for a green-white checker finish here tonight. Well, hell, I can tell you a lot of these drivers are hoping for that.
I am. And I hope it's controversial as well.
Oh, I feel bad for Gregory Turner. He's going to be looking at all those open tickets on Discord. If we do get some green-white checkers, there's going to be some angry drivers. But, hey,
Good.
That's the nature of plate track racing, guys. We've seen it time and time again. These guys are going to fight right here at the end of this deal. Aggression ramps up the less laps you have remaining. So, yeah, man. It might happen tonight.
People love this. Don't let people fool you. They love seeing the fights and the anger and the crashes.
That's why they watch it, honestly.
Yes. It's like staring into the sun, or just stupid things we do as human beings. You see a train about to crash, you're gonna watch it. It is what it is.
You see a clown on fire, you sit there and watch him burn. You want to laugh.
No. If it was a clown, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a clown fan. It's one of my big bugaboos. Clowns.
I'm glad all right, I'm gonna take that information, tuck it away for a later time.
Keep it in your back pocket.
I'm on Amazon now looking for clown mask. Scary
Please.
Clown mask.
No, don't do that. Oh man. All right, so we got a front pack here.
Of 4 trucks, we got Stoy, Durkee, Winker, and Bittner all up here at the front. The Staten brothers working together, able to rejoin, so they're not just working all by themselves, which means Kevin Winker does have some help up here. It isn't that much of a rarity to have lap down traffic, help someone try to pick up the win here, and that is exactly what's going to happen. So it's right now 3 on 3. Who is going to pick up the win here tonight as we come back down and across the line? 4 laps left remaining in this race. Can people get chased on down here? It doesn't look like it. That gap's still sitting right around 6 seconds from where Joshua Moore and Hunter Smith are to where these guys are up at the front. And even then, we did have a larger group around where 00 Joe Bennett was. Problem is, they're almost 40 seconds behind. They're pretty much in front of the leaders at this point.
Ooh, Yahtzee. But hey, guys, keep this in mind, though. If we do get a late caution here, we've still got 13 trucks on the lead lap. All these guys have a shot if they can re-rack under a yellow flag.
Yeah, if they could re-rack and go about 13 to the finish, that would be pretty amazing. But like you said, Brown, even though the Staten boys are a lap down, that it's not because of their speed. They're still fast, and so they can still help Winker out here at the end.
Oh, they absolutely can. And, this is where team strategy is going to have to start to come into play with them. Do they just try to help out that 42 machine, pick up the win, or they try to get the 15 of Cody Staten out in front of that 4 of Eric Stoy to try to get the lap back the hard way and free up another one of those lucky dog spots, trying to get that 88 of Zach Staten back onto this lead lap, who's 2 laps down right now.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And that's just some missteps, basically, from... Oh, big crash I see up ahead. Let me catch that, Brown. I'm sorry. Looks like Bunjo is involved.
Jake Bunjo going for a wild ride as oh my goodness. Yellow
There he
flag
goes.
came out as Mark Collins was drifting almost up the track. So there we go. There is our late caution.
All right, we're going to have to dissect this one.
Man, you ain't kidding.
Look like Austin Johnson, that would be my target to watch. I don't know what happened with him, but he shot up the track.
Oh, we were 3 wide there. Jay Burton down low, the 12 in the middle, Mark Collins up high. a little bit of a. It looked like the 12 was trying to slide between the 26, and I believe that's the 21. Wasn't open, which caused him to slide up the track, get into contact with the 86 and the 23. Looked like the 23, for the most part, was able to save it, though. And that was going to... But then he started to kind of lose it there mid-corner. Eventually, he was able to keep it from going up the track because the leaders were coming up behind them with a pretty good head of steam. But I think just a little too close there, and they threw the caution. And of course, as always, well, that changes everything.
Well,
Yeah, it
and,
does. It sounds like the number 12 will get an EOL penalty for coming down right there.
and we got our green-white checkers, so whoever voted on the right end of that.
Well, we got
you-
somebody that has the greatest name ever I've ever seen on YouTube chat. Bearded Granny. Says go number 3. Bearded
Oh, well,
Granny.
wonder if it's the Valiant guy. I'm still missing that guy. Like, I left a ticket for him at every race. And I hadn't seen him but one time, but Bearded Granny, that's not bad. I like that.
Pretty good one. Well, these guys got 3 attempts at a green-white checker, Alan. I don't know if they're going to use them all. I mean, most of the time they don't.
No,
Anything
most of the
happen
time
here?
it usually gets figured out within, the second one. But this is definitely, man, this is gonna get just interesting, man. It's hard to tell. I mean, Stoy and Durkee, they're gonna be lined up nose to tail here, based on where the current standings sit as they're pacing behind this pace truck. So they're going to be able to work together. The Goats are having a heck of a strong night here tonight, and they can try to cap this one off with a good finish inside of this GWC. But Kevin Winker is one to never give up. He's going to have the 84 Josh Bittner there. Josh hoping to try to get up onto this podium here once again. Hunter Smith, he's back in the mix. He needed that caution as he was losing ground on these guys. Same thing with Cale Tuberville after having that little incident down there on pit road and having to get things all fixed up. He's back up here now. Dusty Smith, Double O Joe Bennett, Tom Barish, Joshua Moore, Hansley. Hansley's going to be pretty close to a top 10 right now too.
Thank you so much, Carol Hansley, for joining us out there on the YouTube chat. Had a couple of clown comments out there for you there, Mr. Turner.
Yeah, I saw that. I was trying to disregard those. Well, see, that clown on the emoji clown doesn't bother me. It's the one in like Poltergeist and some of those movies. Those are
Like-
cool.
Remember it? That was a good one.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch that. No, but Poltergeist is what ruined it for me.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, terrible.
Well, I don't even have to wear the mask. I'm gonna put it like on a string and hang it outside your RV window.
No, you won't.
Why?
You know there's bullets inside that RV, don't you?
I'm gonna be somewhere else.
All right, we'll see what happens.
Well, either way, the lights on the pace truck turn off here as we get ready to get locked and loaded for our first attempt at a GWC here tonight. The 4 of Eric Stoy is going to lead him around. He's going to have Kevin Winker to his outside, but he's got his teammate Paul Durkee sitting right there behind him. 84 Josh Bittner is going to be restarting here in 4th, having a great night so far. The 3 Hunter Smith as well. 64 Cale Tuberville inside this top 10. Double O Joe Bennett, Dusty Smith, Andrew Hansley, Tom Barish, and Cody Staten. Cody is going to be at the end of the longest line as he did get the lucky dog wave around. However, he is the last car on that lead lap, just outside of the top 10 right now. And looking at the points, I believe he is pretty close to the bubble. He is on the bubble, and he got Double O Joe Bennett only 4 points behind him here. So this could be big. I know Cody, he's got to get at least up probably one more spot at least to stay within Double O Joe's range.
That's interesting. It's just like the comments are interesting. I got a controversial one. I love this one from Matt Buncho. Jake's luck is worse than the number 12's driving. Now that is
Oh,
fighting words.
shots fired.
I love it. And then there's some other funny ones we'll get a chance to get to English.
Speaking of shots fired, Alan Brown's becoming the master of segues here. Because every time he has a little segue into something, makes me laugh. I've laughed several times on the air tonight. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
I'm trying to be a consummate professional, but
It's funny. Have fun. That's what we're here for.
That we are, as green flag is out and green white checker attempt number 1 is underway. The 42 of the 84 getting a great restart here. The 6 and the 4, I think, may have been sleeping at home a little bit there, not getting the best of jumps. So the 42 able to drop immediately down to that bottom line. The 64 now working with the 84 with the Double O Joe Bennett machine. He's fighting for his life to stay in this championship 10 right now, trying to get that one extra spot here. And you know what? A win would definitely help him out here tonight, as 84 Josh Bittner gets the big old push from that 64, getting out in front of that 42. Is he's gonna drop down and leave Cale out? No, he will not. He is still sitting there side by side with the 42 of Kevin Winker.
this guy's making it interesting up there. That outside line's got a really good run on Winker. Let's see if the 84 drops down. It's probably his best shot.
As we come back across the line, white flag has been waved. No more cautions here tonight. This is the final lap of this race, the final lap of the regular season before heading on into those championship playoffs. Ooh, little bit of a bobble there, maybe pushing the pusher going on with the 6 and the 4 as they try to get that 42 back out in front of the 84, breaking down this back straightaway, long back straightaway, turbo tunnel in action as well as we go 3 wide. Oh, the 84 gets taken out from the middle. The 42, the 4, and the 6, though, still working strong. They're going to break out to the outside, try to get the drag race. The 6 goes all the way down to the inside, heading off across the line. It's going to be the 4 from the outside, followed by the 6, and then the 42.
Wow. We did see some wrecking on that last lap there. It all started with the 15 of Staten. I don't know what happened to him there, but then you had a whole nother group of cars involving several guys, including the 84 there.
Number 3, the 64.
Oh, Hunter Smith got involved as well?
Yeah, and Bittner in the 84. Bittner really got, he was running so good. So was Hunter Smith. They're just guys going for it 3 wide. It was bound to happen.
It happens. Definitely happens. I guarantee you the 4 and the 6 are so happy. I mean, these guys work together great all night. It looks like the 6 is pushing the 4 around the track right now. The 4 might be either out of gas or blowed his motor. Trying to get that thing refired, I believe.
Oh, and man, talk about a great move there from Paul Durkee. He stayed behind that 4 of Eric Stoy to give him the run as much as possible to get around that 42 of Kevin Winker. And at the last possible moment, dove back down all the way to the inside lane to try to get his own run on Winker, and just barely gets his nose there.
Man, yeah, that was just a battle play track at the end. We did see some people. I think they're going to remember that for next week. And I think next week we're at Charlotte, so we may unleash some more anger next week. So,
That
some of these guys
do, as I'm kind of looking through Eric Stoy, he was pretty secure there inside. He was sitting in 4th before this week's race, so this win definitely helps him on up there. Paul Durkee as well, finishing in 2nd, helps him as well. The 42 of Kevin Winker, he was fine. He didn't have to have too many worries. I think Dusty Smith was a pretty far way out of it. I don't think he had a chance. Let's see here. Caleb Turbeville, he was sitting pretty close to the bubble. We'll have to wait and see how that one works out. and Double O Joe Bennett needed to pick up some extra spots on Cody Staton and not quite able to do it. They are only separated by one position, and based on how the point scoring goes, I don't think that's going to do it. So it'll be an interesting Championship 10 that we got starting here next week. But first, before we talk to some of these drivers and whatnot, I think, English, we got a couple fans of the race that we need to add to our list.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Fans of the race this week, Carol Hansley and Taylor Courier. Congratulations. You'll be entered into the drawing they're going to have for some free HCK merchandise. Are we doing that tonight, or are we doing that next week?
We'll do it next week.
Okay, perfect. So y'all be on the lookout. Y'all aren't the only ones in it. Albert Anderson Jr., Tower Operator, Emily Jane Smith, and Leslie Montgomery are all entered into this deal. We only had 3 races this month due to the holiday of Thanksgiving. So we've got 6 folks in the drawing. Y'all tune in next Tuesday to see who wins some awesome HCK Beagles racing gear from TrackDogsRacing.com.
As we head on down here to get some interviews underway, let's talk to one of these guys that was most definitely going to be making it here into these playoffs, and that is the 42 of Kevin Winker, bringing it home in third tonight. And Kevin, man, you got tag teamed by a couple Billy Goats out there at the end of that one, but man, oh man, talk about having a heck of a run out there.
Yeah, I was kind of sitting duck there, kind of knew it. I tried side drive and block, but it didn't work, so I'll take a third. But yeah, I mean, our team had a strong night, race all night, and then just pit road and speeding penalties killed our team. Zach got one, and then Cody got one, and Josh had internet issues, but I mean, overall, again, we proved that we were strong, and I'll take a third to go into the chase here.
Well, you guys do a great job week in and week out of working together, trying to control both lines. We've seen that strategy out of Team America in the past, and y'all tried to make it work some tonight. But yeah, you mentioned, y'all had some problems, some penalties, and some internet connection problems. But great job finishing in third out there tonight. A little bit different animal next week. Charlotte's coming up. You guys looking forward to that one?
Yeah, the last time I went there, actually, I didn't do too good. I think I finished like 17th, so I gotta try to figure some stuff out. But it's definitely a tire management race. So I know Kale and Josh Freed will be strong there. So I had competition there, so we'll see what we can do there.
Well, another podium for Team America. So good job tonight. Do you have anybody you'd like to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, first and foremost, I'm going to shout out to Bruce Muehberger and Muehberger Custom Homes for sponsoring tonight's race, and then sponsored me and Josh. He's a big supporter of ours, so big shout out to him. Hope you enjoyed the race. Shout out to my teammates, like always, working well, and just speeding caught us tonight, but shout out to them for everything that they do. And then shout out to my friends and family that are watching, my brother Brett, his girlfriend Nicole, Shauna, Justin, Brandon, all the guys that watch this. Big shout out to you guys. Shout out to the league admins for putting this on. Shout out to Stoy and Durkee there. Nice clean finish at the end. And then, as always, shout out to you guys for putting on a hell of a broadcast.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate it there, Kevin. Enjoyed this podium, but it's time to put the serious face on. It's championship time here from this point on out. Congratulations for making it inside that championship 10, and we look forward to seeing you guys back in action here coming up next week at Charlotte.
Sounds good. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
As we move up the leaderboard, let's go ahead and talk to one of the GOATs, and that is the 6 of Paul Durkee. Paul, you had a great night out there with Eric Stoy. I know you were missing a couple of your other GOAT teammates out there, but just kind of walk us through your guys' team strategy throughout this race. And are you still mad at Eric for giving you a little, maybe too firm of a bump and ruined that back end of that car of yours?
No. That was probably my fault for turning in my pit a little bit too early. But anyways, yeah, we were just trying to stay towards front, staying out of trouble, sticking together as much as we could. Stoy's super fast, and he's a great pusher too. So all in all, we both, especially me, I needed to have a good race to lock myself in. So we accomplished that.
Well, great job out there. Congrats on the second place. We've got fans on YouTube now that are asking what craft beer is on the on the six truck this week. So great job supporting all the craft beer guys out there. We all really appreciate it. And talk about next week, man. You got Charlotte coming up. Have you and the team got together on any strategy yet?
No, we haven't. But I'm thinking Charlotte's going to be a lot like Atlanta, and it's just going to be too wide. So it's a kind of debate. Do you want to stay up front or stay in the back? So I don't know. Me and Stoy aren't real good at staying in the back, so we'll probably run up towards the front.
Awesome.
Well, great job. Second place finish. Very, very nice. The beer, I don't know if you get to drink all these different beers that everybody's asking about, but we are enjoying the paint scheme, so keep them up. And you have any shout outs?
Well, first of all, I have to tell you, I don't even drink. I haven't drank in 22 years. So.
Oh, well, you got the cool beer truck at it anyway.
Yep. I just like the local breweries. The little microbrews. They have some pretty nice logos, so that's why I go with them. Yeah, shout out to HCKB Eagles. You guys, as always, do an excellent job. And my teammates. I got great teammates. Can't ask for anything better, and can't wait to get into the chase.
Awesome, man. Well, congratulations there, Paul. Welcome to championship playoff racing action here, starting up next week, and we cannot wait to see you and some of your goat patch guys heading on out there and running it up that scoreboard. So congratulations on the second place finish here tonight, and good luck starting next week.
All right, thanks, guys. You can remind Story you could have let the old man win one.
We will.
All right, guys, thanks.
Speaking of Eric Stoy, here he is, tonight's race winner, one of the other goats, finishing on top of everybody else here tonight. And we were talking with Paul, Eric, and you and Paul were working absolutely phenomenally all race long. I think we just kept saying it and saying it and saying it. So why didn't you let the old guy pick up the W tonight?
Oh man, I don't know. It's at that moment you're just trying to race to win. We both knew what we had to do. I mean, if it's to push someone across the line, if I was in his position, I understand that I would have to push him. But yeah, he worked with me great all night. Our fuel strategy was kind of different because I ran out of gas crossing the finish line, but we worked well together, and that's all you can ask for in a teammate.
We saw you getting pushed. I thought that's maybe what happened there. Thanks for confirming that. I watched you guys race together all night tonight. I didn't see another team, another pair of drivers, another, couple of strangers out there working together as great as you and Paul Durkee worked out there tonight together. You guys really showed what it meant to push each other and take care of one another. Even though y'all got together on pit road there that one time, but you guys really showed what teamwork's all about out there tonight, and you guys definitely deserve to be 1 and 2. Congrats so much on the win.
Yeah, appreciate it. I mean, if you just gotta trust your teammate. That's what your teammate's for. I mean, any move, any advice, you just gotta trust what they say, and I feel like that we work well together all the time. I think there was at a point beginning the races, I let him in front of me to get that one bonus point. If we can just make each other happy, I mean, it shows 1-2, and we're happy with it.
Well, what do you think about next week at Charlotte? How are you going to do with your teammates? You think you're going to need your teammates there, or is this one of those things where teammates aren't as necessary?
I would say teammates always come in hand at any racetrack. I think it'll just be more about we'll talk about pit strategy and everything, seeing how each other's tires are, what he's getting for fuel, what his line is, what my line is. Yeah, just it won't be like a super speedway, but we can still help each other out in some sort of way.
Awesome, man.
Awesome.
Well, heck of a job done out there tonight for that 4 machine. Before we let you go, you got any final shout outs or anything like that?
Oh yeah, you guys, like always a great job. My girlfriend for putting up with me, and for my son, and Bushlight, and my teammate Paul Durkee, and then to finish it off, Michigan University for beating Ohio State.
Oh,
Ooh,
there
shot-
you go.
Shots fired.
I'll have another drink of my Bush Light that I have in my hand.
Shots
right
fired.
There you go.
Well,
I mean, you can always say something derogatory about people from Ohio if you wanted. I don't,
Oh,
no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
We
I'm
don't
kidding.
censor here.
I'm kidding.
Hey.
Don't do that. Don't do
Michigan beat them, and that's all you need. That's all they need.
that. All right.
That speaks volumes in and
There
of
you go.
itself.
Exactly.
well, either way, Eric, congratulations picking up the win. Go ahead and celebrate this one, but it's time to put that nose back to the grindstone. It's championship playoff time now for you and Paul. So good luck starting next week over at Charlotte.
Thank you. Bring it on.
Sorry,
I love the
didn't-
confidence.
Yeah, no, he awesome, but no,
Yeah.
we remember a guy from Ohio. Those guys are pretty tough, and one of them,
They are,
one time, we were dealing with a race, and he wanted to come across state lines to beat somebody up. So I was trying to start something. Sorry, Brown, I didn't mean that. It's all in fun.
Yeah, you did.
I was gonna say you 100% did, but that was definitely a fun one to watch here from iRacing Super Speedway. These drivers did a fantastic job. 2 cautions on the night, which was very surprising. A heck of a job done by those guys. As we start to kind of wrap things up here tonight, let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver finished on up here. And just note that what I say, what you see, well, it's all unofficial until the admins get to it anyway. But I'm not gonna be streaming for the next 24 hours. So either way, let's start things off with the 4 of Eric's Toy picking up the big W with some big time help from the guy in second place there. That's Paul Durkee driving that 6 machine. The GOAT team having a heck of a run out there tonight. The 42 of Kevin Winker, he saw it coming, but he couldn't do anything to block it. That was a solid race though for him, finishing on that podium in third. 21 Dusty Smith barely makes it through that final lap shenanigans there and is able to find his way up 13 spots to a 4th place finish. You got the 64 of Cale Turbeville trying to come back after having an incident on pit road, is able to walk home with a top 5 5th place finish, so a good run there for him. The 55 Tom Barish is going to be our hard charger of the night, up 19 spots here tonight to finish in 6th, with the 3 of Hunter Smith coming home in 7th. Double O Joe Bennett needed a couple extra spots from Cody Staten, not quite able to get it though. He finishes in 8th, while the 15 finishes in 9th. That brings us to the 84 of Josh Bittner, closing this one out, finding his way to a top 10 finish.
Yep, and that's all the lead lap cars, or trucks rather. They all finished in the top 10 there. The first truck, 1 lap down, Andrew Hansley, the 4th. That Dallas Cowboys machine in the 24 finishes in 11th. 12th place will be Josh Freed in the 96. We saw a great run from him earlier, him and Albert getting their laps back the hard way. We love seeing that. I really love seeing that kind of action out there on the track. 26, J.A. Burton. What a run out there today. Up a bunch of spots. He'll finish in 13th place. Mike Adamson in the 751. Kind of a quiet night for Mike. He'll finish in 14th. 15th will be Austin Johnson in the 12 machine. He got kind of beat up out there tonight, and Hey man, everybody has their bad nights. Speaking of bad nights, 51 of Josh Moore started on the pole tonight. Connection issues, man. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about that. And he try as he might, couldn't stay with it. Ended up finishing in 16th place, 1 lap down. The first truck, 2 laps down. Rodney Griffin in the 97 Taylor Motor Company sponsored machine. Right behind him, 747 America's driver Albert Anderson in that Napa truck finishes in 18th place, right about where he started. Zach Staten in that 88 truck finishes in 19th after starting on the pole on the outside there in position number 2. Rounding out your top 20 tonight, the 69 of Gregory Turner.
23, Mark Collins ended up 21st. 86, Jake Bunjo, 22nd. 76, Michael Hicks, 23rd. 75, Brian Skidmore, 24th. And looks like the 20, Zach Dillon, ended up 25th.
And that was your field here tonight from iRacing Super Speedway. As always, we thank you guys for tuning in and watching and having a good time here with us tonight, as we always do, because you guys are the reason why we come on out here and do this. It's having some great fun and talking with all y'all fans out there and watching some good racing while we do it. And so we ask that you please hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live, because we are live 5 nights a week here over on the channel, and you don't want to miss a single second of this racing action here. And if you do like any of the racing action that you see, please hit that thumbs up button just so we can, just get a few more extra views. It'll share it with, share it around with everybody. Use the algorithm methods, blah blah blah, Mark Zuckerberg stuff. Either way, we ask that you you hit that thumbs up button if you do like these videos. Speaking of liking these videos, if you want to help support the businesses that support these leagues, head on over to Muehbergercustomhomes.com. If you're up there in that kind of Three Rivers, Michigan area, do a fantastic job building and remodeling homes up there, either from the ground up or what you already have. They do an A+ job over there. Don't trust me, trust the testimonials that they have from real life people that they have helped on out there. And the same thing goes for Davidson Builders up there in the northern New Jersey area, specializing in those home remodels, extensions, what have you. They do a fantastic job up there as well. So be sure to go give them some likes for your next home improvement projects, as well as big thank you to AdminBoxx as well. I believe there's also a code for HCK over there to get a little bit of money off your next order from them. AdminBoxx, the premier button box solution for race control admins. Throw in yellows, black flags, wave rounds, whatever have you, all at your fingertips, and a push of a button is what these guys need. So thank you, AdminBoxx, for creating a great product there. As well as, I know we really didn't talk about it during the race, but Dubby. Order your next round at Dubby at dubby.gg, where you can use code HCK at checkout for 10% off your next order. And trust me, guys, this stuff's really good. It is sugar-free. You don't get jittery or anything like that like you do like a big old pot of coffee or nothing. And it's actually, if you bust it down to, the prices and whatnot, it's actually cheaper than your Starbucks cup that you stop for every morning. So be sure to order your next round of Dubby today. And of course, as always, big thank you to TrackDogsRacing.com, as they do a fantastic job over there and of creating some fantastic merchandise for this HCK Beagles Racing League. So on that note, we start to kind of close things on down. We have a race coming up tomorrow night. It is Throwback Night, where you'll see paint schemes from yesterday racing at a track from yesterday. Gonna be at Rockingham, so that one is going to be an absolutely fun time. You do not want to miss it. So we look forward to seeing y'all then. And on that note, I am Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We thank you guys for watching.
We gone.
See ya.